this is a really nice way to feel like I'm with community. So really happy to be here. As Chris said, he introduced me as Milk, and that is my artist name. You might be wondering, why Milk? Milk is my last name backwards and my first two initials. My name is Connie Kimberly Lim. I wanted to take what my ancestors and my parents gave me with my name, but make it into something that felt new and different for my life, still honoring the past while moving into the future. And a lot of what I do is stuff that a lot of what I share through my music is what I try to gift myself as much as possible so that I can cultivate the kindness within so that I can have better kindness with my loved ones, my friends, and surrounding communities as my interactions ripple outwards. And I wanted to start off by sharing one of my songs called Undercover. I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey. It's a 3-song journey. And through this little trio of songs, I wanted to introduce a bit of my story, how I have found empowerment and upliftment through forgiving myself and through revisiting narratives that I have about my childhood and about the traumas that I had in my past. I am a survivor of abuse and domestic violence, and I have spent the past 5 years really digging through what those things mean to me. Um, and for those of you who may not have experienced that type of abuse before, I like to relate to all humans in that there were moments where I felt silenced and I felt like I needed to put away part of myself to make someone else or something else more comfortable. And through that compromise, I felt like it was too high of a price to pay. And so, even as a human being existing in modern society, when we see in media all these different types of portrayals of what we should be or what a fulfilling life should be, all these shoulds are very way heavy on our souls, I do believe. If you want to just like raise your hand, I'd love to like see how you all feel about like if you felt some of that pressure from external. Yeah, I'm seeing hands. For me personally, um, it was a lot of expectation of what a woman should be or should look like. And I'd love to hear more about like what are things that you feel have been constricting you. It could be job expectations, it could be expectations within relationships, friendships, family. Um, and so I found that if I kept hiding and kept compromising and folding myself into pieces to make other people comfortable, the greatest loss for me was that I didn't know who I was. Um, because I spent so much time catering to others. And so this is one of the songs that I wrote undercover during my journey of like unveiling myself. And I do want to know also there's a root word within apocalypse that actually means to reveal. And as we are all feeling this sort of apocalypse in the world, there are things that are being revealed to ourselves about ourselves, our communities, our society. So it's quite interesting. What are we uncovering? And so as I play this song, I do welcome you to think about like what are the things that are holding you back from revealing truths about you. And I personally will also share throughout the song my own challenges. So we're doing it together. This is Undercover. No more undercover. No more will I hide. No more chasing numbers. No more scripted lies. I'm gonna tell you who I am now. I'm gonna let the scars come on. I'm gonna let you see my dogged heart. The scars that lie across. I feel like I'm living somebody else's life, a constant pretending and need to be liked by everyone. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. All right, I'm reading some of the comments. The shoots is a disease. I truly agree. I love that saying that many of us have heard. Yeah, let's not shoot ourselves. Some people are saying they're still figuring out how to be around their family, friends, and coworkers. And I can very much relate. I feel like bravery is this muscle, and I grew up super shy. I didn't know how to say no to people. I didn't know how to do any confrontations, and boundaries were very blurred for me. And when I decided that maybe I'm not inherently bad and maybe I deserve a good life, I started practicing, and it scared me so much, but I started practicing in little moments where I started with, I think it was food. I think someone said, oh, well, Connie really likes that type of vegetable, and it wasn't true. And usually I would have just let that comment slip and just pass by and not cause any kind of tension but I was like, actually, I don't really like that dish. I actually prefer this, but I'm really glad you suggested that. Just even little things like that for me helped me to crack open the ability of doing any type of confrontation, to really share who I am. And so bravery is this muscle. So I challenge you as I sing this next verse, what are things that you are wanting to share with your close ones or your loved ones or your coworkers, your community? What is something that you're getting ready to share or you're thinking about? And if you're not ready to share that in the chat, you can just share some thoughts about what you're going through as you try to find that bravery. What are things that are helping you? The world makes me a number. The world wants me to fit into pretty little boxes. Well, I'm not doing it. I feel like I'm living somebody else's life, a constant pretending and need to be liked by the ones that I love. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. Now let's pull those lyrics back up. I invite you to sing along with me here. This is the chorus. It's kind of cathartic too. if it helps you to sing while you're closing your eyes, do that too. It goes, it's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, don't have to try so hard. I feel you singing with me. Let's do it again. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, don't have to try so hard. Keep it going. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. Last time, chins lifted. It's all I ever wanted, to let down my guard, be out in the open, not have to try so hard. Ah, beautiful. I'm reading some of the comments. I agree. Like, I feel so similarly with some of these comments. Like, I need to stop hiding, stop being what everyone else expects me to be, find my purpose in this life, the ultimate gift that God wants me to receive for myself and deliver to others. So much time has passed, afraid I've missed the boat. Oh my goodness. Who can relate to this feeling of like not being able to keep up or feeling like we're running out of time? It's such a, yeah, so many hands are coming up. I totally relate to that. And you know, I am 33 years old and I have used this quarantine as a way to help me learn guitar. And, you know, I do play guitar, but I have always fumbled with it. And you know, it's never too late to even pick up an instrument or whatever. Like, I think that, you know, there's no better time at this moment to, if we have that luxury to just kind of give ourselves a moment to think about our passions. And sometimes I think about purpose and this pressure to find this specific thing that we need to do. And I really do like opening up the possibilities for myself to just allowing myself a day of just being present and trusting that whatever those things, those purposes need to be, will slowly flow in. Even with how I write songs, if I put that pressure on myself to finish a song, write the song, the whole process is just so tense. But lately I've just been letting go. I just show up to the piano and I make it like I'm making an appointment with my muses. And if they show up, awesome. And we have a great creative session and I can write beautifully, feels really great. And sometimes the muses don't show up and I'm like, great, well, I showed up. So it's not really fully on me. Sometimes there's the messages will come through us and having patience with ourselves. But my goodness, thank you so much. I love reading all the comments. It's like you all are like reaching out to each other and encouraging each other. And that really encourages me as well. And I also see that there's another Asian female who's the survivor of domestic violence, and you're an artist of inner healing. That's really amazing. Nice to meet you, Sister Athena. I'm so happy to hear that you're bringing your gifts out and helping others to process their own journeys. A little bit more about my journey is when I was younger, after I had experienced the abuse, I actually thought it was my fault. And I think because of the limitations of a more traditional culture that I grew up in, that was the narrative, was that like I was dirty, I was bad, and I attracted that trouble to myself. And so for a long time after like even high school and college, I actually kept myself at a huge distance from other people because I was afraid that the more they got to know me, the more they would see that there's something damaged, something wrong with me. So I was like kind, and I went to social gatherings, but there was this wall that I wouldn't allow people to penetrate through. And I started realizing that that was becoming a big Achilles heel for me. I remember I would go to classes and my professors would ask me, like, what is your vision for yourself? If you dream big, what do you want for yourself? And I would always hit this glass ceiling. I almost felt like Alice in Wonderland, and Alice when she got really big, but the house was too small for her, and I felt like I was constricting myself, and I knew it came from these ideas that I had from my own trauma. So I decided to start going to therapy. And what I learned was that, it wasn't my fault. And that was the first opening to me rewriting my narrative. And through that, I started dreaming. And my dreams while I was sleeping was me as a younger kid rewriting my history, and I was basically reenacting moments of my past, but saying and doing the things I wish I had done. So my subconscious was playing with this new self-empowerment, almost like reclaiming the power I wish I had as a child. I'm actually very curious, is anyone else dreaming more now that we're in quarantine? Anyone dreaming more or finding any? Yeah, I'm finding that I'm trying to log those more and trying to understand. I was wondering if there's like a general like expansion of consciousness with dreams. In one of these dreams, my younger self was getting hit by my abuser, and there was someone watching, and I looked at the observer and I said two things that I had never said before in my actual life. And I looked at the observer and said, I need help. This is not right. And the observer looked at me and said, well, if you say something, you're going to make it worse. So just stay quiet for now and it'll be over soon. And so then I said the third thing that I had never said before in my real life. I said, well, I can't keep quiet. And I remember waking up at that moment, and it was such a vivid dream. And I went to the studio and worked with my friend Adrian Gonzalez, and we wrote a song it's centered around the idea of I can't keep quiet. And I gotta tell you, I just kind of let myself go. I didn't worry about the lyrics being too specific. I didn't worry about the lyrics maybe alienating a gender or being too explicit or maybe graphic. I just let myself express, and it felt so free. And I truly did feel like a one-woman riot, which is one of the lyrics in the song. So as I'm singing this song, feel free to close your eyes, feel free to sway with the rhythm will start to reveal itself as I keep playing. Also, I'd be curious to hear, what is something that you're ready to speak up about, especially with the quarantine happening. There's a lot of things about our society and about ourselves that's getting highlighted. What are the things that are starting to bubble up? What's getting your heart racing? What do you want to spend more time speaking up for and about? All right, this is quiet. Put on your face, know your place. Shut up and smile. Don't spread your legs. Ooh, I could do that, but no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, if I just lie still, they may see a monster, they may run away. If I let them hear what I have can't keep quiet. No, I can't keep quiet. No, oh, a woman right. Oh, I can't keep quiet for anyone. No, not anymore. 'Cause no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, take that dry blue pill. They may see that monster, they may run away, but I have to do this. I can't keep quiet. No, I can't keep quiet. No, one woman right. I can't keep quiet. There'll be someone who understands. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. Whatever you're holding in. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. Your truth, your story. Let it out, let it out, let it out now. Oh, I can't keep quiet. No, oh, I can't keep quiet. No, I can't keep quiet. Oh, no, I won't. No, we won't. Let me see a yes in the chat box if you won't keep quiet. No, we won't keep quiet. I love the floods of yeses. And I saw a comment saying that every pain we encounter has a purpose, and I very much agree. I love the idea of alchemizing pain into power, pain into passion, pain into purpose, pain into presence. Me encountering my pains in the past have taught me the gift of being present and just to trust myself that if I am just here right now, not in the past, not in the future, if I'm just here, I can trust that I know where I need to head or what I need. In this moment, I kind of want you to just think about, just close your eyes and like think about how you're feeling your body, and maybe less thinking actually, maybe just feel like, what do I need right now? You know, what are the things that you need at this very moment? Maybe it's a sip of water. Maybe it's to stretch your neck a little bit, or maybe you're good as you are and you're totally enjoying this portion of the MyIntent webinar. I shared that song at the Women's March, and someone filmed me singing this song with 25 women, that song, I Can't Keep Quiet. Someone put that video on their Facebook and Twitter accounts, and what happened was pretty miraculous. In a couple of days, the song got 14 million views, and that's the image that Chris used to introduce me at the very top was a picture of me holding up a "I can't keep quiet" sign. And I was with 25 other strangers. And I had Skyped with them and come up with harmony parts and rehearsed with them online. And then we got together in person. I actually think it's a very relevant thing to share, because during quarantine, we're all kind of separated from each other. And when I was planning this flash mob, I had never met these women before. So much organizing and community building is possible during this time. When I saw the song go viral, I ended up posting the choral arrangement and the different audio parts for free on Google Drive. And thousands of people started downloading the sheet music and and the actual recordings of me singing each part. About a week later, choirs from all over the world started singing the song, from Ghana to Japan to Australia to Italy to Germany. It was this crazy experience for me, because, and I share this because I am simply just like all of us. All of us are so similar here, right? We have our stories of survival. And once I decided to turn my survival into thriving, from survivor to thriver, this song was the anthem for my own journey. And then the whole world started taking it on as their own. And it was such a reaffirming moment for me that my journey of healing literally can ripple and heal others in this world. And you all, I can tell this crew, this MyIntent community is very much about that. And so I thank you all for doing the work, because it is not easy, it's scary, but the work we do helps to bring peace into the world. I thought quiet was my thesis. I thought it was my I am song. And for a while, that's what I identified as. I can't keep quiet was my I am song. But what I realized, an I am song hasn't been written yet by me. Like I can't keep quiet was my I can't song. And I think the I can't song is just as valid as the I am song, because without the I can't, without defining what my boundaries are, I can't find who I am. And so quiet was my first time of kind of putting up a little bit of a fence, like a gentle, loving fence, so that I could start building my garden. And when I finally had this space for myself, and I had protected myself and honored my own space, I was like, what kind of flowers do I want in my garden? What kind of beliefs do I want to hold close to me? And it leads me to this next song, which is a new song I just released. It's called If I Ruled the World. And I invite you at this time to think about the things that you want. When you closed your eyes and analyzed how you felt, like, what are the things you need right now? What are the things you want right now? And then you can even project into the future. What kind of world, what kind of community do you want to live in? And I think imagination is a form of planning. As Gloria Steinem, this amazing feminist activist, says, dreaming is a form of planning. And I deeply, deeply agree. I know it's so difficult in our society to do so, to believe that we can push through, because there seems to be so much machinery that kind of works against us at times. But this is the beginning seedling of my journey of what do I want? And maybe I'll keep writing a bunch of I want songs, and eventually I'll come to an I am song. But for now, I'm just very grateful that I have the space that I've created for myself, and that my loved ones have supported me in this creation is my I want. So I know Chris was very kind in typing out the lyrics and stuff, so he's going to be switching back and forth. And as you think about this, what are the things that you want? If you could run your own country, what would it be like? And if that's a big question, feel free to zoom in and just say, if you took control and ruled over your life, your singular life, what are the things you want? Actually, I'm just going to see some of these comments right now because I love your comments. Victim to survivor to thriver. Post-traumatic growth is possible. It does take a lot of work with consistency, commitment, and a lot of compassion. It's worth it. There's beauty in this world despite suffering that the world goes through. We always can choose how to respond to whatever happens to us. I choose courage over fear and love over hate. Very beautiful. I completely agree. One of the beautiful things we have that we can control is how we respond to all the things that we cannot control. All right. All right, let's do a check-in. Rolling our shoulders, our body. If you want to close your eyes. This song is called If I Ruled the World. And I'm really grateful to share it with you. If I ruled the world, if I rule the world, rule the world, rule the world, I give the power to the people. Everybody would be equal. Fight Club would have a sequel, and my rent would be much cheaper. Jenny wouldn't hate her figure when she's smaller, when she's bigger. She'd be kissing on the mirror, and the Wi-Fi would be quicker. Everybody would recycle. Fewer cars and more bicycles. No more fighting for survival. You would hear this song on vinyl. If I ruled the world, if I ruled the world, rule the world, rule the world. If I ruled the world, if I ruled the world, rule the world, rule the world. You'd see a doctor if you're sick. Mary, don't you worry about it, 'cause there'd be no crazy bill. No more $1,000 bills. Age would be a source of pride. You've got beautiful lifelines. 9 to 5 includes your nap time. Then there'd be TED Talks at halftime. Or maybe there would be in MyIntent talks at halftime. All the sexist, racist bandits would be sent off for rehabbing. And instead of feeding fear, we'd be feeding half the planet, damn it. If I ruled the world, if I ruled the world, ruled the world, ruled the world. If I ruled the world, if I ruled the world, ruled the world, ruled the world. If I ruled, it would be less about me, more about you, more about you. If I ruled, it would be less about me, more about you, more about you. I think it's really beautiful to see how this pandemic is actually helping us as humans to implement this idea that it's not just about me, it's about all of us, and how our actions can deeply affect others across the globe. It's quite a wild concept, and I feel like this virus is here to remind us of that, and to challenge us to see how do we live our lives from this point on to put others before us, and to not be fearful of possible scarcities, but to trust each other. I know it's a big ask, but I think it's possible. We'd be kind to refugees, plant more trees in inner cities. We'd bus kids to see the ocean. Some kids never see the ocean. I'd make news more beneficial. I'd make every driver signal. Only love is my objective. Only love is my perspective. I keep music in the schools and hear every point of view. If I ruled, it would be less about me, more about you. If I ruled the world, feel free to snap. If I ruled the world, ruled the world, ruled the world, yeah. If I ruled the world, you can sing along. If I rule the world, rule the world, rule the world. Yeah, Chris. If I ruled the world, if I rule the world, rule the world, rule the world, it would be less about me, more about you, more about you. If I ruled, it would be less about me, more about you, more about you. All right. Me and we. Yes, me to we. I love that. And if we put we into the I, illness turns into wellness, which is one of my favorite memes that I've seen so far. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone. It's such a pleasure. My name is Connie Lim. My artist name is MILCK. Please find me online. Keep in touch. Thank you, Chris, for having me.
Thank you so much.